If Israel is forced to stand alone, Israel will stand alone. I say to the leaders of the world, no amount of pressure, no decision by any international forum will stop Israel from defending itself. As the Prime Minister of Israel, the one and only Jewish state,
smallest countries in the Middle East have spent decades surrounded by nations that once openly vowed to destroy it. Yet it not only survived, but became one of the region's most powerful military and technological forces. For generations, Israel has lived in a neighborhood where wars, rocket attacks, terrorism, and regional rivalries have been part of its realities. From the moment the nation was established in 1948 again, it found itself fighting for survival, outnumbered, outgunned, and often standing against multiple enemies at the same time. Yet somehow it endured, it survived. Now, as the tension rises again across the Middle East, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has issued a statement that is shocking the political world. If Israel is forced to stand alone, Israel will stand alone. These aren't just words. These are rooted in decades of wars, conflicts, and a national mindset forged by survival against overwhelming odds. But is Netanyahu simply reminding the world of Israel's history? Or is he preparing Israel and the international community for a future where Israel may once again find itself fighting largely on its own? Tonight, we'll examine Israel's long history of survival, the war that shaped the identity, why Netanyahu made this bold statement, and what it could mean for the future of Middle East. Stay with me because the story behind these words is far bigger than most people realize. Benjamin Netanyahu has never been known to back down or back out from wars, but his recent declarations has ignited a debate that stretched far beyond Israel's borders. If Israel is forced to stand alone, Israel will stand alone. These words immediately captured headlines across the world. Supporters call it courage, others critics call it dangerous. Others wondered whether the statement was directed at Iran, America's leadership, or even the wider international community. Yet, to understand why these words matter, you have to understand Israel's history. This is a country that has repeatedly found itself surrounded by hostile neighbors, fighting wars that many believe it could not win. From the War of Independence to the Six Days War, from Yom Kippur to the conflict of the modern era, Israel has developed a national identity built around one idea: never depend entirely on anyone else for survival. Today, we will examine the history behind Netanyahu's statement, the relationship between Israel and the United States, and why some believe this comment was aimed at President Trump, and what this could mean for the future of Middle East. Let's begin. Israel's history of standing alone. Since its creation in 1948, Israel has faced extraordinary challenges. Within hours of declaring independence, neighboring Arab states launched military attacks. The young nation was vastly outnumbered. Many observers expected Israel to be overwhelmed, yet Israel survived. That victory became more than a military achievement. It became part of the country's national identity. The lesson many Israel took from that war was simple. No matter how difficult the odds, survival depends on determination and self-reliance. That lesson would be repeated again and again over the decades. The 6 Days War changed everything. Perhaps no one even expected or no event shaped Israel's confidence more than the 6 Days War in 1967. Facing military mobilization from multiple neighboring countries, Israel launched a preemptive strike. Within 6 days, the map of the Middle East has changed dramatically. The victory stunned the world. Many Israelis saw it as proof that their country could survive even when surrounded by enemies. The memory of that war still influences political leaders today. Whenever Israel leaders talk about standing alone, they often draw upon the lesson of 1967, the Yom Kippur shock. The history also taught Israel another lesson: victory is never guaranteed. In 1973, Israel and Syria launched a surprise attack during Yom Kippur, one of Judaism's holiest days. Israel suffered heavy losses. The war exposed vulnerabilities and reminded the country that threats can emerge unexpectedly, right? So they had to learn to stand alone and prepare all the time. The experience reinforced a belief among many Israelis that national security cannot be taken for granted. The mindset continues to shape Israel policies today. Now, why did Netanyahu make the statements at this moment? The timing is significant. The Middle East is experiencing one of its most volatile periods in years. Conflict continues to affect the region. Iran remains a major concern for Israel's leaders, and international pressure on Israel has intensified. Diplomatic disagreements have emerged with several partners. Against the backdrop, Netanyahu's statement appeared to serve multiple purposes. Of course, this message can be to reassure Israelis that their government will prioritize security. It warns adversaries that pressure will not force Israel to retreat, and it reminds allies that Israel intends to maintain strategic independence. Now, let's talk about how this connects to Trump. One reason the statement gained so much attention is because many observers link it to President Donald Trump. Trump has historically been viewed as one of Israel's strongest supporters. His administration recognized Jerusalem, as Israel's capital and strengthened ties between the two countries. However, even close allies can disagree. National interests do not always align perfectly. Some analysts believe Netanyahu's comment was intended to emphasize that Israel will make decisions based on its own assessment of threats, regardless of who occupies the White House. Whether Trump was directly targeted by the statement remains a matter of interpretation, but the timing certainly fueled speculation. Israel and the United States. Let's talk about their relationship and their allies. The relationship between Israel and America remains one of the strongest alliances in the world. Military cooperation, intelligence sharing, economic partnership, diplomatic coordination, these connections run deep. Yet, Israel's leaders have consistently maintained that while alliances are important, ultimate responsibility for Israel's security belongs to Israel itself. That principle has been repeated by multiple prime ministers over the years. Netanyahu's statement reflect that long-standing philosophy. Now, the message to Iran. Many experts believe Iran was one of the primary audience for Netanyahu's remark. The rivalry between the two countries have intensified over the years. Israel officials frequently describe Iran's regional activities as a major threat. Meanwhile, Iranian leaders have strongly criticized Israel's policies. Against this backdrop, Netanyahu's statement can be said and viewed as a signal of resolve, a message that Israel is prepared to act if it believes the security is threatened. Whether this leads to military action is another question entirely, but the warning was unmistakable. Now, the world's reaction. Let's look at how the world reacts to the statement. International reactions have been divided. Supporters praise the statement as evidence of determination. They argue that even sovereign nations have the right to defend themselves. Critics express concern. Some fear that such rhetoric could increase regional tension. Others worry that unilateral actions could complicate diplomatic efforts. Regardless of political perspective, one thing is clear: the statement succeeded in attracting global attention. Now, what happens to Israel, or what happens if Israel stands alone? This is the question many analysts are asking. Could Israel truly operate without support from major allies? Militarily, Israel possesses one of the most advanced defense forces in the world. Its intelligence capability are highly respected. Technological sector is among the strongest globally. However, international partnership provides a significant advantage. Diplomatic backing, economic cooperation, military assistance, and strategic coordination. Standing alone would not be impossible, but it will certainly be more difficult. This is why many observers believe Netanyahu's statement is primarily about deterrence rather than isolation. Now, this is the bigger lesson. Beyond politics, Netanyahu's words touch on a broader theme. The border between independence and alliance, every nation wants stronger and strong partners. But every nation also wants the ability to make its own decision. Israel's experience has made that balance particularly important. Its history is filled with examples of both cooperative and self-reliance. The statement reflects that reality. Right now, so Benjamin Netanyahu declaration was more than a headline. It's a reflection of decades of history, conflict, survival, and national identity. To supporters, it was a reminder that Israel has overcome extraordinary challenges before. To critics, it raised concern about future confrontations. To the rest of the world, it serves as another reminder that the Middle East, I beg your pardon, remains one of the most important and unpredictable regions on earth. The question now is whether these words remain politically rhetoric or whether they become the foundation for major decisions in the months ahead. What do you think? Was Netanyahu sending a message to Iran, to Trump, to international community, or simply to the Israeli people? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more in-depth analysis of the stories shaping our world. Thank you for watching. I will see you again in my next video. Bye.